To me, Rihanna is an example of what I teach on this channel. She's not perfect, but she's picky, right? She's not perfect, but she doesn't tolerate bullshit. She's not perfect, but she doesn't tolerate men who are not fully there. And above all, she doesn't just let them come into her life willy-nilly. And a lot of and this to me is an important quality in her because in a woman of her position can very easily be drawn by any guy who's on her level simply because of scarcity. Like you gotta understand, when you're her, you're like an ugly person because most guys are not for you. And so you don't have a lot of options, right? So let's watch this video that details how her and Rocky got together and why being unattainable, why her being difficult with ASAP and actually pushing him away every now and then caused ASAP to be more obsessed with her, right? And it's actually something beautiful that we all can learn from, all right? And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to myfoottraction.org and I can teach you guys how to apply these strategies in your life. Let's begin with the video.
Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, the musical fashion-forward trendsetters, have finally revealed that they are in fact together. Way back in 2013, when they played star-crossed lovers in Rocky's Fashion Killa video, then went on tour together, rumors began to swirl that they were more than just collaborators. 8 years later, it has finally become official. Like, officially official. Not from rumors or speculation, but sightings, a GQ interview, and a shared kiss right in the middle of a date in New York City. If that's not enough to convince you, let the fact that Rocky recently, practically red in the face, argued with the bouncer for Rihanna to be let into the club because she forgot her ID, not caring at all about his composure while everyone around them recorded. Their romance, which has blossomed from an innocent puppy love early in their careers to a full-blown public relationship, has a timeline that can be hard to follow due to so much speculation. For Complex News, I'm Clara Teku, and here's a breakdown of how we got here. Rihanna was spotted at Lucky Strike in New York City with Drake when a source for Page Six reported that they were making out all night. The two would connect with each other on and off for some time after, never truly becoming an official public item. While Rihanna announced later that they were still friends, two steamy collaborations in What's My Name and Take Care, as well as some wounded emotional bloodletting on Drake's Fireworks, led many to believe that they were once an item. It wouldn't be until 2016 when they all but confirmed that there was some sort of connection by getting matching tattoos, seemingly inspired by a romantic memory.
Oh, that's toxic. You never get a tattoo with someone like that. That's toxic as hell.
Of a camouflage shark, for Rihanna on her ankle and for Drake on his forearm. September 4th, 2012. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's working relationship began when the singer released.
And if you notice, they met working together. And this is why you gotta know how people meet. People meet through situations like work situation, hobbies. Like most people don't. They kind of know, but they don't like when they think about themselves. They ignore that. The highest propensity of the best relationships you could ever find are not going to be online. It's going to be in real life through the people you work with, through the people who you do your hobbies with. And this, to me, this is an example of that. So if you want to increase your likelihood that the person you're going to meet is going to be more long term, meet them in real life. Online increases the likelihood of it being of if you guys get married, it'll increase the likelihood that you guys are going to get a divorce just because you guys met online.
The Cockiness remix, featuring a standout verse from him. When they performed it soon after at the 2012 MTV Video Music Awards, he bit his lip and grabbed handfuls of her ass to let viewers know that, in essence, he was shooting his shot. The collab proved to be the perfect intro for their working relationship together because the rapper would then become an opener on her massive Diamond World Tour the next year. September 26, 2013. Their tour must have gone very well because when A$AP Rocky released the video for Fashion Killa, the world was taken aback by its equally fashionable muse and co-star Rihanna. Playing the part of two style-obsessed consumers in love, the duo proved that not only did they have great on-screen chemistry, but they actually looked really good together. May 27, 2015.
Now, this is where people fall, right? Because they fall with the illusion of how it looks. That don't mean shit. I'm just letting you know. The fact that they look good together don't mean shit whether or not this is a good relationship. In fact, they could blind you from toxicity. Because manipulators know this. They know about the game of appearances. And if you fall by how, oh my God, a relationship, we look so good together, or oh, we had a great start, we knew each other from children, That's not an excuse to get with someone. That's not an excuse. But what happens is that when you live in fantasy land, when you're not grounded in reality, you will literally make that one of your standards, whether or not this is a fairy tale type of relationship. It shouldn't be. You don't have to have a crazy way of reading. You don't have to have. That's how you fall for it. Look at Liz. I can promise you, Landon knew what she was. To Liz, he met her randomly at an airport. Fuck out of here. The dude knew what she was, and he went over to her and acted like it was a surprise. This is why when you live in fantasy and wanting a fairy tale, for example, when someone's trying to manipulate you, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. You know, what I'm trying to say is don't expect things to look a certain way. Things come in their own way, in ways that you don't expect. And if you're looking for the fairy tale when you meet someone that you like, and you don't get that fairy tale, but it's more like a boring movie, you might miss out on something good.
After letting fans' minds run rampant with relationship speculation for a few years, A$AP Rocky cleared the air on their actual connection during an interview with Hot 97, saying simply, "It never happened." He then doubled down, saying that if it happened, then it would have happened. We didn't do that. June 21st, 2018. 3 years after that, the two attended Virgil Abloh's first show as Louis Vuitton's artistic director. Sitting in the front row, their grinning faces once again seemed to indicate that there was some hidden level of romance.
I can promise you, A$AP wanted this more than she did. You know, because for a guy like A$AP also, he's always dealing with fans, with women that want him completely. When a woman acts like she doesn't want him, when a woman acts like he doesn't affect her, to a guy like A$AP, that's the type of woman that I want. A nonchalant woman. A woman who isn't impressed by me. A woman who I actually have to impress. And Rihanna did that because if you notice throughout the whole thing, like even before they became a couple, she actually pushed him away. She friend-zoned him. And that pushing him away to a guy like A$AP, who's very determined, motivated, makes him more obsessed because all of a sudden she becomes something unattainable. The nonchalant, detached attitude draws men like A$AP towards her.
Beneath the surface. December 2nd, 2019. After attending Rihanna's Diamond Ball in New York City for 2 consecutive years, A$AP Rocky walked the red carpet with the singer for the British Fashion Awards. With her wearing a chic mint dress and him contrasting her brightness by wearing an all-black tuxedo that Rihanna actually designed for him, they appeared to be every bit of the fashion killers that they were in the video they shot together so many years ago. And just to throw in a little fun but also adorable fact, Rocky went on to tell Rihanna during an interview months later that the dress she wore that day was his favorite outfit of hers. January 23rd, 2020. Rihanna and her boyfriend of 3 years, billionaire Hassan Jameel, reportedly split due to their lives being too different from each other. Soon after, rumors began to swirl that Rihanna found a new love interest in her friend A$AP Rocky. A source revealed to The Sun that they shared a hotel suite when she made a trip to.
And this is why it's important. And I don't say this to meet people while you're dating people, but there was a barrier between her and A$AP. And to a guy like A$AP, well, I'll be honest. If a guy gets turned on by the fact that you have a boyfriend, well, honestly, it's human nature to find you more attractive. But it's bad when you chase someone who has a boyfriend or girlfriend, right? That's the bad part. There's nothing wrong with finding them attractive. It's acting on it, so it's no big deal.
New York, but she was reluctant to put a label on their situation. The same source revealed, "It's really casual between them, and she's not thinking about whether there's a future with A$AP Rocky. She's a newly single girl having fun." December 9th, 2020. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky were reported to be inseparable. After a recent report that the two had made their relationship official, TMZ caught the couple masked up and bundled up walking around New York City. Later, a new report arrived claiming that they were both very into the relationship and had been for the last few weeks. December 24th, 2020. The pair made their relationship even more serious when A$AP Rocky was spotted in Barbados with Rihanna. The trip was special not only because it's the country that his late father was from, but also because he spent some time kicking it with the Fenty fam during the holiday trip. The two were seen strolling in good spirits around a boating dock, and regardless of what this visit home meant for both of them, it appeared to have had them in even better spirits when they were seen spotted on a yacht together days later looking happier than ever. April 12th, 2021. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky seemingly stopped trying to hide their flourishing relationship. The two hit the Lila.
Well, Rihanna, because she's the one that wants him to keep it private. And I for one find that to be a good thing. Even if you like the guy, be more private than he is, right? Make him earn the publicity. Make him earn that other know that you're together. Nothing turns, at least for me off more. God, there go woman who takes a photo with us on the first date. Jesus Christ! Eh, I was out with this girl, man. She went to my meditation thing. She was 19. And she kept insinuating how we should be in a relationship. And I'm like, girl, you're too young for me. Yeah, hook up perhaps, but relationship, I don't think so. And she just kept talking how she dates guys that are 30 years old and trying to qualify herself. And then towards the end of hanging out, she took a photo with me. She was like, "Ooh, can I send it to my mom because she thinks you're cute?" I'm a polite. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." But I'm like, "Come on, man!" Like, yo, and she was like, "Can I put in my profile?" I'm like, "No, no." I was like, "No, no, you can't do that. What the fuck should we do?" Right? Like that is such a turn off when people just like I think we all agree on that one.
In Los Angeles for a public rendezvous with paparazzi eagerly snapping pictures. No masks were covering their faces this time. This was them, ready for the world to see. May 19, 2021. In a new, very personal interview with GQ, Rocky revealed to the world just how in love he is with Rihanna. Calling her my lady and the love of my life, Rocky revealed that their romance kindled last summer when they rented a tour bus and went on what he called the Great American Road Trip. He blushingly spoke about what it was like to be in a relationship with her. She amounts to probably like a million of the other ones, he said. Then he got even more serious. I think when you know, you know. She's the one. June 23rd, 2021. The latest chapter of their love unfolded. Surrounded by people in the middle of New York City's barcade in Soho, the duo embraced for a grinning kiss, like the kind that kids do in the middle of the hallways in high school before class. And this brings us to this past weekend where Rocky quite literally swooped Riri off her feet in the city, probably because her feet hurt from walking in her pumps all night. Their romance is still young, but chances are when you've known someone for almost a decade and then finally fall in love, that feeling is likely to stick around for a while.
No, that yeah, but also there's something called disillusionment, right? Where you think they are a certain way, and then you date them and you realize they're another way. That does happen a lot. And sometimes the fantasy of like dating someone who you knew for such a long time can cause you to ignore red flags because of just like, oh, I've known them for so long, right? And so you kind of ignore some things, right? And it's like, no, like don't just because you've known each other for long, just because you guys met in a romantic or unexpected way doesn't mean you guys should be together, right? What works is the fact that there's no drama, right? It's a fact that it's not a how can I say this? It's a fact that even ASAP respected her boundaries even when she had a boyfriend, right? I can promise you he tried to do something, right? But the key here is that even if you like the guy, keep him at a distance, right? Make him work to close those gaps. When you make him work to close those gaps, when he finally has you, they become more obsessed with you and they appreciate you more, right? But when you give it up so easily, meaning the sex and even the emotional connection, even your time, they don't appreciate it as much, right? And that comes down to you having some form of self-control. If you don't have self-control, you're gonna let him have everything that he wants because you just cannot wait. You don't have the patience. All right. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below.
Are you needy and creepy? Do you have a tough time coming across confident when you like the person? A lot of the times you just don't know what to do. You have habits and patterns that whenever somebody triggers you, you completely forget what to do the right thing. Well, guess what? I have a course for that. And it's called The Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and The Feminine Woman. What I call the fundamentals. All of those courses are meant to eradicate and exercise the needy, creepy parts in you through action. Meaning, you do what the videos say, and without a shadow of a doubt, you actually get the results. You'll notice that men call you back more. Men will want more relationships with you. They're going to be the ones that are needy and creepy. They're going to be the ones that want something. They're going to be the ones that are the aggressors in trying to get a relationship out of you. But the problem is that a lot of people just watch one or two videos and completely forget that there's actually a system. Don't just watch one or two videos. Get the system either by purchasing all of them and get a discount, or purchase them individually. Because a lot of the times just watching one video in isolation, you actually miss the big picture. You have to understand why it works. You have to understand what to do next. And a lot of times my videos just can't address that. A lot of people, you see by the testimonies right here, a lot of people have done what those videos say and they've gotten results. Like the other day, I was in Mexico and they were like, hey, Alexis. And I'm like, hey, oh my God, you watch, your videos are so great. And I'm like, and she was like, look at my kid. I'm like, what you talk about your kid? That's not my kid. She's like, no. Because of him, because of your videos, he's here. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's a thing. But I get that a lot. And ironically, that woman watches all of my videos, right? So purchase those courses, man. And if you don't like it, you actually could get a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? Purchase them individually or get a discount and purchase them all by clicking on the description down below. You have the option of purchasing the one with the bonuses that obviously it's more material, where it's like I give you guys meditations. There's also other courses on how to make friends, how to master anything, or you could purchase it without the bundle, which is much more affordable. All right. And with that, you guys are able to support my channel, which will allow me to make more videos. Okay. Anyways, see you guys inside and thank you.